caveat from the crowd, DC, as Nate Diaz gets set to make this walk here tonight. You never know when is going to be the last time we see this guy compete, but there's a lot to like when we see Nate Diaz in the open.
Nate Diaz is a savage, a guy that just epitomizes fighter. From the attitude, the walk, the music, everything tells you that when Nate Diaz shows up, you're getting ready to watch a fight. A fantastic striker and a great jiu-jitsu practitioner.
Yeah.
Nate Diaz is just a well-rounded fighter and one of the biggest stars in the UFC.
We've seen the Stockton slap before. I'll set the total.
It's just so disrespectful.
Over under 1.5.
So
think he throws it tonight?
It's just so disrespectful, but it's so Nate Diaz.
All right, we'll see if he invokes the Stockton slap here tonight, but Nate Diaz is back, and hopefully in a big way for his supporters around the world. As we get ready for this next fight, I might as well tell you, to my right is a two-time United States Olympic wrestler. But I say this without that caveat. Wrestling's the best base for modern-day mixed martial arts, and his wrestling is truly as good as it gets.
As good as it gets. And he lives by the motto. He embraces the grind. He gets out there, and he tries to punish you with his effort. He wants to punish you with his intensity, and he wants to overwhelm you with his pressure. That is wrestling. From the wrestling on the mat to wrestling on the feet, it's pressure, pressure, pressure. This young man is just literally, he personifies the style that so many of us were known for.
Yeah, dude like pummels all day. His wife's like, I'm looking for a hug. You don't need to pummel. Tremendous wrestler. We'll see if the hands have developed a little bit, but certainly a good opportunity on a big stage for him here tonight. Our tale of the tape for this welterweight fight. All right, now for the official introductions, the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting an Ultimate Fighter season winner, Nate Diaz. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Belal, remember the name, Muhammad.
All right, Herb Dean, third man in the Octagon for this one.
Ready. Good.
All right, here we go, round one with Belal, remember the name Muhammad. And a lot of people were willing to forget the name when he lost to Jeff Neal back in 2019. This man has been on an absolute tear ever since, training now at his native Chicago at Mike Valley's Academy. But it's the wrestling, it's the suffocation on the ground that Muhammad maybe didn't have early on in his UFC career that has become a staple of his recent success. Excellent ground and pound there by Belal Muhammad.
In the half guard.
Diaz getting worked here from the top. You don't want to take too many more of these ground and pound strikes. Good movement by him here, transitioning very well on the ground tonight.
Step for step, he's staying with his opponent in every transition.
We'll see if he postures up and can get some of his ground strikes going here. Muhammad's back in half guard. Pretty good head movement. He's avoiding a lot of these ground strikes.
Oh, you gotta be careful there, yep.
We cross the midpoint in round one. Ground and pound the hammer. Mark Coleman would be proud.
Using a lot of good movement.
Oh, nice job to split his guard and get the ground strike home again.
Yes, smart adjustment, yep.
And right into side control.
That was a slick transition.
Good work from the top here by Diaz.
Great job being busy off of his back. Lands a beautiful strike from the bottom.
Trying for a submission now.
What a tight armbar. Great job maintaining position there. You never want to lose position to chase a submission.
Diaz is back in full mount. Under a minute to go in the round. Setting up for another submission now.
Now he's in trouble.
Oh, bails on the submission now. Moving his head pretty well defensively on the ground here.
This is a terrible position.
Lands with the ground and pound. Well, eventually he's going to try to get up, but he's moving his head pretty well here to avoid damage on the ground.
You don't want to be comfortable on your back, but when you're taken down, you got to make sure you're active, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Take a seat. Listen, I need you to stay a little bit more active, a little bit more movement. Keep that head moving. I need you to get behind that jab and start.
All right, a lot of tremendous striking action in that last round, DC. I know you don't have a telestrator, but take us through the replay.
I mean, I would love to have my telestrator right now. That was a great display of high-level mixed martial arts striking. Both combatants stood toe-to-toe and let it all hang out.
You ready to fight? Ready.
Round 2 is underway.
Beautiful punch to the body.
All right, so not exactly the approach we thought we would see out of this BJJ player. His ground game, you can argue, as good as anyone's in this division, yet he hasn't attempted a single takedown.
Has not even attempted a takedown. I would never have expected this. Oh, he jumped guillotine right away.
Oh, that gilly is tight. Oh, he escapes.
He got out. I mean, wow, that is great submission defense.
Grounded him and pounded him. Nice job. And there it is, another strike on the ground, gets through. Champ, these submission setups aren't that bad, but he keeps getting denied.
Yeah, because...
Back mount now.
Nice. Oh, right into mount.
Oh, you gotta love the ground and pound strikes here.
Great submission defense on display tonight. And another one. Another strike from the top lands for him. He's got to start throwing down.
Postures up and delivers a massive ground and pound punch to the head. Muhammad's in half guard. Well, he grounded him, and now he's trying to pound him out. Great ground strikes here. Well, his grappling has been on point thus far, and don't think he's going to slow down. He can keep up this pace through the whole fight.
Especially when he's on top, in the top position, where he's controlling the exchanges, controlling the transitions. He can do it with his eyes closed. This is something he's been doing since he was a young man.
Drops down inside the now closed guard of his opponent.
Let's see how patient he is as he attacks a submission or big ground and pound.
All right, he's got side control here, DC. You know, he's got a lot of different submissions in his arsenal once this fight gets to the ground. Diaz is right back to the full mount. Can't get a good awareness by the defensive fighter. Muhammad's in half guard. All right, we'll see if he can apply pressure inside his opponent's guard here, DC. Well, the ground and pound has been on point tonight. Good work here by Diaz. Trying to guard pass here, not today.
No, it ain't happening. Good job understanding the transition. Beautiful transition. Right here, you got to empty the gas tank, John. You got to just go forward and let everything fly.
Good movement defensively here on the ground by Belal Muhammad. Final seconds here of round 2.
Good round.
Stop.
All right, let us look back at some of the action from that previous round. DC punches in bunches.
I mean, over and over, he landed that big punch, and every time he landed it, he got the reaction that he was looking for. His opponent really did start to take notice every time he was loading that strike up.
You ready to fight? Ready.
Third round underway. With the straight. Nice job there by Diaz. Well, we wondered earlier why there weren't as many body strikes. He's making up for lost time here. Shot to the body connects, and that bears watching. That's going to hurt this opponent. Lands to the body there. He missed with that jab attempt. Choosing to engage in the clinch now. Takedown defense holds up. Lands the front kick to the body. Now nice work on the feet by Belal Muhammad. No problem getting inside to land that straight punch. He's got a huge edge and reach, and he made good use of it there.
Oh, nice jab, nice spit. Oh, that was nice, John. That was nice. What a takedown attempt.
All right, inside his opponent's guard here, DC. You don't want to play around here too long.
No, you got to either have two hands in or two hands out, or guys start to attack triangles.
Well, as usual, suffocating work from the top here by Muhammad. Oh, his ground and pound is on full display here tonight.
He's putting him in exactly the positions he needs to be in right now. He's able to relax here. And he understands, being a veteran of so many fights, that as long as he's on top, he's winning. He feels like he's winning here.
Really doing a nice job getting these shots home on the ground. Well, anytime you are in a ground fighting situation with this fighter, you're potentially playing with fire.
Now he's going full mount.
Really good job to land these strikes from top position. Man, another one lands. He's trying to pound his opponent's head through the canvas. Hard ground and pound shot there, and yes, it was hard. Opened him right up. All right, 45 seconds now to go in the round.
Getting them out here.
Pretty good work with the ground and pound here by Belal Muhammad. Again, not much defense there. Another ground strike gets through.
Oh, floor attack. Yup. Oh, man, he's getting deep.
Oh, the submission defense holds up. He gets out.
He said that he was ready for everything that would be thrown at him. In that position, he showed that and proved it.
What a round. All right, so the round is over, but not before damage was done. Cut on the cheek, sustained in that round. Cut man in there quickly as usual to try to seal it up.
Don't allow him to get to your body. Start protecting yourself.
All right, so the cut man attends to the fighter who has essentially been rendered a one-eyed fighter at this point in time. Some replays from the previous round.
No defensive intent, no defensive intensity. No attention to his defense, and this costing him. Now he's dealing with a massive cut over his eye, and that's going to make it hard for him to see. He's got to change something, man. He's got to.
You ready to fight? Ready.
We have arrived at the fourth round fight scheduled for 5-minute rounds.
This fight being the biggest shot of this entire fight. He lands a massive hook to put his opponent on wobbly legs.
All right, so an opportunity goes by the boards. He had him stunned, nearly finished, and now his opponent has recovered.
His opponent recovered. Now he's got to go deal with everything that he's going to bring at him. He should have got the fight finished at that time.
Now inside the closed guard.
And he's going to try to find ways to pass and move to a submission.
He's a big shot, and they're not glancing blows. When he's throwing, he is landing so clean that his head is starting off the mat.
All right, so look at that. A cut has been opened around that eye area.
He's taking shots over and over again to that area, and now he's dealing with a cut.
Muhammad's back in half guard.
There it is. Now he's running him out.
Continuing to stay busy here on the ground. Two minutes have gone by. Nicely done. All right, so perhaps he's going to have to address something defensively. There is a legitimate cut around his eye.
Yeah, he got cut on the eye from that last strike. He's got to pay attention now before it gets worse.
Really maximizing his shots here on the ground.
Get the half guard.
These ground strikes are starting to add up. Muhammad's back in full mount.
Big ground and pound.
Well, working pretty effectively from the top here. Nice ground and pound by Muhammad.
Yep, got to be very careful there.
Oh, staying busy from top position. He lands another ground strike there. Muhammad's in half guard. Looks like he's trying to isolate an arm here, DC.
Yeah, he's isolating it to try to get a Kimura. Notice he'll step over the head to try to get the Kimura.
Oh, he's out of danger.
Great submission defense. He's able to take his arm out and stay safe.
Most fighters will tell you offensive wrestling is the hardest, most exhausting thing.
Especially if you're just running the guy over, John, and then he just gets up.
Muhammad's cheek looks like it's cut here, starting to bleed a little bit now. Diaz getting worked over, something fierce here by those hammer fists. And he will let his opponent stand up here. 10 seconds to go in the round. Buzzer sounds for the end of round 4, 20 minutes in the books. All right, so that's the end of the round. Potential adversity here. He's got a cut on his cheek sustained from that strike in the round. Now the focus becomes maximizing these 60 seconds, shutting that cut and preventing it from becoming a major factor here moving forward. All right, back to the stools we go. Offensively, a lot to like from him, but on defense, he hasn't been able to stop anything tonight.
Yeah, it's got to be the whole game, though, John. He's got to be willing and able to do everything. He's done a good job on the offensive side, but he has not defended well, and now he's dealing with that nasty cut. That cut is going to be an issue as the fight goes forward. He's got to change something.
Ready.
So here it is, folks, 5th and final round.
Right hand landed.
Diaz gets tattooed with that hook. Beautifully timed and placed.
Over and over, same story. Punch after punch to the head.
There's the jab, there's another one. So the double jab is there by Diaz. Clipped him with the right hand there. All right, he gets the takedown now, DC. We'll see what he can do in this advantageous spot.
He set it up beautifully. Let's see if he can now take full advantage of it.
All right, opens the guard, now stacked guard. Oh, and he escapes up to his feet. Very nice.
Oh, he did a great job of rotating him into his underhook. Oh, right into mount.
Nice positional control here. Postures up now and lands a vicious head strike. Oh, man, another ground strike. He's having his way with him here.
Another ground and pound strike lands for this man.
All right, half guard position here, DC. You have an extra hop in your step when you talk about fighters working out of this half guard.
Oh, man, I like half guard as a top fighter. I understand half guard as a bottom fighter. Don't want to be there. It's very dangerous. But if you are there, you have to be winning the position of the underhook. It opens up so many opportunities where you can either escape or sweep. Oh, that looks tight.
Oh, how good is that as he gets out?
That is great submission defense, keeping everything short and not allowing his opponent to get the submission victory.
90 seconds to go to decide this one. Muhammad's in half guard now.
Now he's going full mount.
And now he's got the back. Oh, pinpoint strike lands there, and not going to help the swelling upstairs.
I love this accuracy, this ability to get his shots to the target right away. And you see it in the swelling that is forming on his opponent's face.
Oh, effective utilization of the ground and pound here by Muhammad. All right, dominant position here. He's got the full mount. A lot of different ways he can go here. Maybe try to find an arm bar or just get the ground and pound. Oh, big shots raining down. Diaz's nose is bleeding now. Looks to be cut, perhaps there on the bridge. Landing strikes nicely here from top position. Oh, there's the final horn. We go to the scorecards. One of the greatest fights that we have seen all year. The official decision is in. It resides with Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. For the winner by split decision, Diaz!
West Coast. Nate Diaz gets it done tonight, DC. Big effort from the 209.
Man, still balling. My man Nate Diaz gets the job done again. What a fighter. Stockton's own Nate Diaz.
See the crowd want more. Entertainer, yes, more. Entertainer, that costs more. I want